I'm Anthony, and I've been cooking for 15 years. Food is my ultimate bias. Starting this journey, going from a surf camp and learning how to stand on a surfboard for the first time, to hitting up an elephant orphanage, shoveling poop every morning.
This is kind of cathartic.
And then going into probably the wildest place I've ever been and living with the Jehai people in like a little bamboo hut. Those are like crazy experiences, but such great ways to experience a different side of a country and cultures and see things you would never normally see if you just stayed in a resort, if you just followed what you normally do and what's mainstream. So at the heart of this, it's not just about the destination, it's not about where you are, it's also what you're able to take away from it. There is adventure, there is discovery to be made no matter where you are.
Table 9, the potatoes and Brussels sprouts out, huh?
Now that I'm home and back to the daily grind at the restaurant, I'm wondering, is there an escapade to be found right around the corner? So I was always like the fat kid from primary school, I think. Maybe because I was the eldest kid and the eldest grandchild, first grandchild. I just got everything I wanted, right? So food turned into an escape for me. And that's where I ended up escaping to as a job, was into the food industry. But that relationship with food was an unhealthy one. And it's something I still struggle with now, where if I was stressed, the answer was food. If I was angry, the answer was food. I ate my problems, and it just piled on. At my heaviest, I was 165 kilos. My weight affected my confidence in ways like would just feel very conscious about even going out or taking a picture. And I think my way of dealing with it was definitely to be funny, to be humorous, to laugh it off. But in 2014, things came to a head. I was tired of being obese. So I went for a weight loss surgery to get my life back on track. I lost about 60 kilos, give or take. It's like an entire person was, burned off. The surgery was a success, but not a panacea to my weight woes. To keep the pounds off, I can't escape the dreaded prescription from my doctor: a healthy diet and plenty of exercise. Well, I started walking first because I was too heavy to run, and eventually worked my way up to running. If there's one thing I've learned from my travels to Sri Lanka and Perak in Malaysia, it would be that there's value in venturing out of my comfort zone.
Wow, I hit it, yes.
So I'm gonna set a physical challenge for myself, something the old me would never have dreamt of doing. Maybe like an ultramarathon? It's either go big or go home, right?
Hi, Coach Andrew.
How are you doing?
Good, good.
So I'm here today to meet Coach Andrew. He is going to coach me and bring me along on this journey to train up for a marathon. He's a veteran runner with more than 30 marathons under his belt. He's also a certified run coach.
Now I'm at a point where I'm thinking, okay, can I push myself a little bit more to go and try an ultramarathon?
The ultramarathon can be pretty long, or we can find one that is reasonable, right? And you can work towards it.
So we're talking like what, 10 kilometers?
Well, let's not worry about the distance right now. Remember, right, it's time on your feet.
The look on your face tells me it's a lot more than 10 kilometers.
It's a lot more than 10 kilometers.
Okay.
By definition, an ultramarathon is actually any race that's longer than a full marathon. So it can be as long as 45 50.
That is an insane amount of running. Up to this point, the furthest distance I've ever covered is 5 kilometers. And even that took me more than 30
You
minutes.
get there. Remember, consistent training, not hard training.
Consistent training, not hard training. Okay.
Sounds
That
good?
sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Okay, ankle.
So here's the plan. An ultramarathon in 6 months' time. Sounds like an ultra challenging task, but good thing I have company.
Let me introduce Anthony. Come over here, Anthony.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
guys.
That's Anthony. Big hand. He's our special guest and will be our guest and part of the team for the next 6 months. This is part of a special project. Personally, I don't know the name of the project, but I like to call it Project Anthony. Okay? So what's going to happen is he's going to train with us. We're going to work together as a team and try to get him to run an ultra marathon. In 6 months.
Even if I don't hit, 45 kilometers or 100, whatever it is, let's see how far I can go. And I think that's a bit about exploring myself and my own physical, my own mental limitations, my own discipline. And it's also a really interesting way, I think, to see our country and the place I live in from a different perspective.
Okay, this pace is okay.
Today's training is an easy 20-minute jog just to get things into motion.
Going for the first run with Coach Andrew and his running team, it's kind of intimidating because it's a running group. I can only imagine the type of people that join a running group are like super fit Iron men and women, and they've been doing this for ages, and they have stamina like gazelles, and I'm gonna be struggling to keep up.
Our first run, everyone's already gone way ahead of me.
Go at your own pace.
Okay,
Just say time on your feet.
okay.
Okay, so 20 minutes means 10 up, 10 down, right?
A 20-minute jog shouldn't be a problem. It's what I'm already doing at least twice a week. But the pressure to not lag too far behind everyone else is making me work harder than I had anticipated.
My calves feel like they're gonna explode, like they're throbbing. I'm determined to complete this run. Okay,
Well done, 23 minutes.
23 minutes. Finished my first run. I'm not even sweating anymore. Okay, so do we go for massages now? I'm not joking. After the first run, I was pretty enthusiastic.
In the middle of my 50-minute run, just turning around now at the 25-minute mark.
I kept up with my twice-a-week runs and gradually increased the mileage and duration.
So, finished my 50-minute run. It was a lot tougher than I expected, but completed.
But consistent training became impossible.
Since I went for my 50-minute run, I haven't actually had time to train since then. I think it's 2 weeks. I'm not exactly sure because my life went into a sinkhole with the coronavirus at work. Has kind of consumed my life, and I haven't had the time to do any training. Even when I have time, I've just been too tired, trying to keep my business afloat. I've had trouble keeping up with the training. Like,
Okay.
I haven't turned up to any of the trainings,
Yeah, except for the first one.
except for the first
We
one.
missed you for the rest.
I missed you guys too. It's been tough with work and with the virus going on.
Yeah, I can fully understand, right? I mean, sometimes work just takes over your life.
Yeah.
But to be successful or to get fitter, you need to run consistently. It's not hard training, it's consistent training. But now that you have lapsed, I think what we need to do is to get back to where you started off.
To achieve my goal of completing an ultramarathon, I have to gradually build up stamina that will allow me to run for hours on end.
This is okay.
So getting back into the training schedule is non-negotiable.
So I'm hoping that with today's training, I can just get back into the groove of things. I'm looking at this as an opportunity also to de-stress. That's what I love about running. And just see, can I improve a little bit more today? That's about it, just to make at least a little bit of improvement.
An ultramarathon is a game of endurance. And there's no one better than Joseph to drill that into me for today's training. Running is not his only passion.
Now I progressed from doing sprint triathlons to Olympic distances. Then from there I progressed to a full Ironman, which is a 3.8 km swim, a 180 km bike, and a 42 km run.
And can I ask how old you are now?
This year I'm 60.
You're 60 and you're competing in a full Ironman.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having trouble doing my 50-minute run. But
Okay, so it's a
Doesn't
matter
mean-
of endurance. I think if you have the will, I think you can do it. I'm sure you can. And I'm here as your buddy to see that you can do it.
so you're not going to cycle or run ahead of me, right?
No.
Okay.
I'll run with you. 3, 2, 1, go.
We do short sprint runs next. It may seem rather surprising, but I'm told that speed training is actually critical for ultramarathoners.
Actually, HIIT is part and parcel of building your aerobic fitness, which counts towards endurance running as well.
Okay.
So if you have better aerobic or anaerobic fitness, then you won't feel so tired when you're doing endurance running.
To build up our stamina,
Stamina
we're able to get
and-
more oxygen in our blood.
Correct. Well done.
It actually sounds easy when you break it down that you're gonna get 2 minutes to rest in between every 400 meters. How hard is it? By the 4th or the 5th halfway, I was like, we have 6 more rounds of these to go, and I was losing track. It's not easy.
Has anyone ever died doing one of these?
No,
It's first for everything.
you will feel the ache and the pain tomorrow. not now.
Oh, not now. What happens if I'm feeling it now?
Then you'll feel worse tomorrow.
It's supposed to be my moral support.
I could feel my legs were starting to burn already. I was thinking internally to myself, do I need to tell them that I need to stop? Yeah, it's that point where you think you might give up. Honestly, I didn't give up because Joseph didn't give me a chance to give up. Before I could even have a drink, he was like, okay, are you ready? And let's go. And
Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
he just went off and said, let's go anyway. So he just completely ignored me and pushed me ahead.
Well done.
Today's run was tiring. Even though I didn't enjoy this, I would do it again for the sake of training for the marathon. It's just like cooking, Nobody likes standing there for 2-3 hours peeling potatoes, peeling carrots, cutting vegetables. What everybody likes when you cook is to stand in front of the stove and throw stuff in a pan. But nobody likes doing the prep, right? They like finishing the dish. This is what this is. This is the prep. Till you get to the marathon, and that's where you finish the dish. So would I do this again? Yeah, not because I like it, but because I need to.
And we did it. I'm still alive.
Okay guys, today we're going to do a 5K tempo run. All set?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. All right, come.
Initially, at the start of this journey, my goal was to complete an ultramarathon, which is more than 42 kilometers. After training with Coach Andrew and assessing things, he's kind of brought down my expectations, more realistic of what I can do at this time.
I think right now you are okay, you have improved, but you're not quite ready for an ultra marathon.
Okay.
So coincidentally, I'm organizing a half marathon for the group. So maybe you can give that a shot instead.
Okay, so a half marathon is how many kilometers? Because we were talking about 42 kilometers before, right?
Yes, so half of that is 21,
Okay.
and that's the distance.
Yeah, I'm ready to give it a go. I think that actually takes a little bit of the stress away that it doesn't have to be a full marathon now, and see what I can do within
Yeah.
a 21 kilometer.
Over the past few months, Coach Andrew has taken me through various aspects of training. There were the easy long runs at a comfortable pace, the grueling high-intensity interval training to build up endurance and speed, and today, he's going to fine-tune my running form.
So the first thing I want you to do is to make sure your head is in the correct position.
So first thing coach teaches me is about my posture. So you need to position your shoulders, get your back straight, get your hips out.
When you run, the idea is to lean forward from the ankles. You are using gravity to help you pull you forward.
Going through this training on my running form, it's not something I even thought about before. I just thought, you put one foot in front of the other foot and you move. But it's almost like an art to the way you run.
So head back, shoulders. All right, I find my hips. And then pause.
I hope I can remember this running form on race day.
We're 1 week away from the race now. I'm feeling like I'm not ready for this.
But I know just the right person who can give me a little bit of assurance and moral support.
Hi, Joseph.
Hey, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good, good. How about you?
I'm okay. Thanks
come,
for
come.
inviting me over.
Yeah, come.
Thank you.
Come in.
What's the first race you've done?
Oh, I actually signed up for my first sprint triathlon way back in 2010, and we did it in Port Dickson.
Okay.
So this is the one I finished
you-
it in 2010.
You traveled out of Singapore for your first race.
Yes.
I really am surprised looking at this wall full of medals. How many races Joseph has competed in the last 10 years? And this all sprung out from just wanting to stay active later in life. How did you deal with the nerves on race day? Because I'm imagining that on the day itself, I'm going to be quite kind of tense.
Actually, what I did was, in order to focus on it, right, and I told myself, look, I need to finish it, okay, and I concentrate on the race itself. So I put all others aside. What people think, whether I'll do well or not, that's beside the point. My focus was just to finish it and just go ahead and do it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing with me about this.
You will be there.
I plan to be there. Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Completing the half marathon will really be something that will give me a sense of accomplishment. It's going to be a milestone for me because I was never someone who was good at sports or has never been fit for most of my life. Very heavy, never would ever think about going for a run until, the last maybe 5-6 years of my life where I, lost a lot of weight and my lifestyle has changed. So to go from someone who in my free time would be sitting on the couch eating chips and watching TV to going for runs instead. And then now to be doing something that's 21 kilometers, miles away from the couch is a bit mind-blowing for me.
Today will be very good weather, great for a run, and I'm sure all of you will put in your very best.
Today's race was organized by Coach Andrew for his running group. There were some people doing the half marathon, which is 21 kilometers, and then there were some crazy people who were doing a full marathon, which is 42 kilometers.
3, 2, 1, go Anthony, go!
At the start of the race, I'm heading off pretty excited, still got a lot of energy. I think I'm running a bit too fast. It's kind of the adrenaline of just getting off to a good start.
Today's torture route. Starting from Amber Beacon, I'll run my first 9 kilometers towards the National Service Resort and Country Club. Then, make a turn and work my way back towards where I first started.
Toughest part of the run was definitely when my legs started cramping. That's when I think the mental game really came into play. To resolve that, you're going to finish this no matter what. If I have to stop and stretch, it eats into the time, fine, but I will stop and stretch because it's going to be whatever I need to do to finish this race. At the halfway point is where I start to really get tired. My breaks have now become a bit more regular. It's not so much that I'm out of breath right now, it's just the tiredness of my legs. Beyond this is further than I've ever run. can't feel my feet. I can't feel my toes. I don't even know what's going on down here anymore. If my legs are cramping, my legs are cramping. There's only so much I can push myself. There's not going to be some kind of superhuman burst of athleticism that will appear, right? You know, the physical part is gone. Like, you're done already. So now I'm just telling myself this is just a mental game. If anything, the more tired I got, the more laser focused I was on just completing the race. I never wanted to give up at any point. Towards the end of the race, Joseph turns up on his bike.
Hey, keep going, keep going.
And then whispering sweet words of encouragement in my ear, that really gave me that last bit of energy and encouragement I needed just to finish.
You did it!
The feeling when I was crossing the finishing line was just, honestly, thank God this is over.
Epic journey, man.
Yeah, well done. Good job.
If somebody had told me 20 years ago that, you know, you'll be doing a 21-kilometer run, I would tell them, like, you know, you're nuts. Like, there's no way I would ever do something like that. So I think that's what I really enjoy most about this, is to look back and say, wow, you know, I have been able to accomplish things that you never ever imagined doing, no matter where you are in your life. Since I began this journey, I think it impacted me in that it made me more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because with being uncomfortable, it means that there's growth. It means there's something new that you're experiencing. And I've definitely grown from all these experiences. Oh, I hit it! Doing this has taught me that, you know, traveling and your experiences do not just need to be very mainstream. Life can really be a great escapade if you're only willing and open to look for new experiences and put yourself outside your comfort zone.
Go, Theo, 先大